numbers and I'm running out. Faced with my feelings, closer with every round. Cutting the corners, but it's death by paper cuts. If I asked you, would you help me get back up? There's a whole lot of shit that I'm not sure about. I could use your love while I'm working it out, but I didn't call you so many times. There's too much doubt. What am I doing? What if I let you down? What am I losing? What would you think of me now? So this is my burden, this is my compromise. I'm giving out details, leaning on little lines. Imagining judgment everywhere I go. Feeding the demons and pushing them deep below. So I pick up my check and sneak out the back. Try to hide from the shame of the things that I lack. But then it's the paper so many times and you can't go back. What am I doing? What if I let you down? What am I losing? What would you think of me now? It isn't the choice, it's the reason I made it. I should have been strong like the man that you raised me to be. And I feel the weakness that runs through my bones and I hate it. And I don't ever want you to see what am I doing? What if I let you down? What am I losing? What would you think of me
Hey, so nice. This is Rick Konkoff's Coffee House, and I'm stashed over here in the corner. Ben Greenberg and his backup band, Patrick Atchison, who's been on before. I am so excited because I get to sit next to this guy playing his dad's Martin guitar, and I'm just so happy about it. It's great. It's awesome. People are saying hello, and Avi loves this song.
Hey, I know Avi.
And John says hi. Bernstock, I
got
think.
Jen.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jen. Sorry.
I know Jen.
All right. So I want to start by just saying this is Rick Konkoff's Coffee House. We've had shows now for 4 months. I neglected to add your Venmo on here.
Oh.
So we're going to say it several times. Actually, I'm going to maybe, oh, good. Emily, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Emily, Ben's going to say his Venmo account and PayPal account, and you're going to put it right in the chat, okay? So here we go. Thank God for Emily.
Well, shoot, I'm so thankful to be here. Thanks so much to Rick for having me. We've met before. It was a long time ago, so but it's really an honor to be back, and I'm so appreciative that you've asked me to come and do this, and so grateful to Patrick as well for connecting us again. And
great,
and it's great to be here. So Emily, my Venmo is at Ben L Greenberg. And you know how to spell my last name, Greenberg. And my PayPal is just paypal.me/Ben Greenberg. Easy enough.
So, Emily, I hope you got that. I hope you can put it in the chat. That's pretty cute and pretty funny. Okay, so why Venmo? Why PayPal? Because this gentleman here is a working musician, and we're trying to send him to a summer camp so he can have a really nice time.
Got to send this guy to camp.
Absolutely.
As you mentioned it, I'm actually going to Nashville for the first time next week with a singer-songwriter friend of mine.
Wow.
So any financial support that anyone feels inclined to give, it will certainly help me out with that trip.
Fantastic. And as Patrick's dad, Ron Atchison, my late partner, used to say, we accept food stamps, Medi-Cal, and carte blanche, whatever. Yeah, you can just send this guy some cash, okay? Whoever you are, wherever you are. You don't have to send me any cash. I'm just doing this for fun. And Patrick's going to be partly a co-conspirator tonight, and partly a co-singer, and partly a co-guitarist. And he's also serving as a bookend during the performance. He and I are the bookends. So you might have to look at my shoulder. We're all squeezed into here because we're live. We're live. We're here. We're not on Zoom. We're coming straight to you. And so I'm going to also ask you to move forward a bit.
Sure.
Just so that make sure we get your voice in there and hearing you nicely. And Patrick, you can squeak in there if you want. So do you know what song you're doing next?
I think so. Just, I didn't really come in with a set list prepared. I just figured I'd kind of see how the evening took us. But I play a lot of songs in this double drop detuning, and Patrick and I worked up a harmony to this next one. So I figured I'll just stay where I am, and we'll go to the next one.
Okay. And also I wanted to, I asked most of our guests, how long do you spend writing the average song, all told in hours, do you think? Days, weeks, months, years?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, I've got songs in this batch of songs that I recently recorded as an album. Some of them I wrote pretty much in one go in one day, probably in the span of a couple of hours. And then some that took me the better part of several months. And one song that made it on the album that I started in 2018 and didn't turn into a whole song. I had about a verse and a chorus and didn't finish it for a whole year.
Wow.
So I think it used to be I had to have all the inspiration right away, and it all had to come out all at the same time, or I was scared I wouldn't finish it. And that still happens sometimes, and it's wonderful when it does. But nowadays it's I tend to have more of an idea of what a song's about, and then it's easier to sort of start it and maybe put it down and come back to it when I know what to say next.
Nice. Very nice. Well, let's hear another song then.
Sure.
In open D.
Double drop D, yeah.
God, I love that. I got to tell you all, sitting next to this guitar is kind of nirvana. So wow. I'm just, I'm soaking it. I love wood.
Oh, me too. Yeah, wood's so great. And it's so nice to be up here where there's so many trees.
Absolutely.
We don't have as many trees down in LA. Yeah. Well, that first song was called Let You Down. And this next one's called River. Won't you give me what you got right now? You say you'll wait until it feels just right. Well, I know it's only gonna get better with time, but honey, don't you wait too long to shine that light. To shine that light. Well, I wouldn't wanna seem free, but you've been holding back so much love. don't think I'm needy, but you're the only thing I've been dreaming of. I've been dreaming of. Whoa. And it might not be perfection, and we might get a little bit lost, but I'll be right with you, darling, until we find our way across this river. Listen to the promise I'm making. If you can let go of those old fears, you ain't never gonna be forsaken. I'm gonna love away all your tears. Oh, yes. And it might not be perfection, and we might get a little bit lost, but I'll be right with you, darling, until we find our way across this river. Oh, this river.
Oh, so nice. And I don't
Thank
even
you.
have to push any buttons. I can just scoot on over.
It's so hard not to just like clap.
I
It's like,
know.
oh, wow.
Thanks. You sounded great on that
Oh,
harmony,
thank
Patrick. It's
you.
so nice to have harmonies on these songs. I generally just play them alone, and you know, it's sweet to have other people singing.
Absolutely. And actually, I have a question for you,
All right.
which is as far as you're performing and you're writing and everything,
Mhm.
you know, in the Great Depression, which was one of the big calamities of the 1900s, it is said that musicians and entertainers, dancers, performers really did okay. And I feel like in a way, I mean, obviously the sadness of this pandemic and the loss is tragic. And sometimes we have to get slammed right in the face to change paradigms. I just hear a lot of music happening. I think musicians had a lot of space to make music, to write, to either do or die. You know, figure you're going to play music or you're not going to play music. And music weaves its way through everything. And I think that this era will be marked a lot by the music that we will remember as musicians performing and as listeners enjoying. And so these tunes will stick with us. We will be able to get these songs on Spotify or Apple Music, or do you have places, venues where you stream?
Yeah, I'm on all major streaming platforms. My album is called Son of the Hills, which is kind of a little bit of a translation or transliteration of my name. Ben means sun in Hebrew.
Oh yeah,
Greenberg
you're
means
right.
Green Mountain. So the album is called Son of the Hills by Ben Greenberg, and it's out there on my Bandcamp. It's out on Spotify. It's out on Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, anywhere where you're listening to music. You should be able to find me.
Fantastic. Yeah. And so I'm not sure if any of the songs came out during the pandemic.
All of them did, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
What am I saying here?
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, creativity, I know also for me, a lot of creativity happened. I happened to resurrect a bunch of songs I wrote when I was younger than you guys.
That's really cool.
And I'm working on them, and it's interesting to be able to actually remember tunes that I never recorded or never wrote down. So yeah, it's been a godsend for us musicians. And I'm going to mention again your Venmo. That's probably the easiest way for people to send it. Venmo
at Ben-L-Greenberg.
Okay, and I'm going to do some magic here. At some point, I'm going to type that on the screen, but I don't want to be just sitting here typing on the screen.
Sure.
Hi, I'm really enjoying your music. Rat-a-tat-tat. But it looks like Emily didn't get your stuff on there.
I think I saw her.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Emily!
She's holding it down.
All right, Patrick, tell Emily what she's won.
She's won a brand new guitar car. I even think
she's won a washer and dryer.
Yeah. Or some curry. Same difference,
Sears,
really.
A Sears washer and dryer.
Yeah,
which a warranty means nothing because they're out of business. All those 20-year warranties don't mean jack if you if you go out of business. But they're relics. Anyway, good to be here with you guys on Rick Konkoff's Coffee House. And
we just said it. We got it.
Oh, okay. Am I supposed to send some money to Ben?
Oh, no. That'd be...
I just teased. All right. Ben.
Yeah.
I just want to hear another song. That's it.
Awesome. Well, again, I'm so glad to be here. I'm seeing a couple of friendly faces out there. I think I see Mariana, and my grandmother Pat is out there. She just had her birthday, and we had a lovely birthday party for her. And Avi's out there watching, and I see Lynn and Kelly. So that's awesome. Really appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with us.
Anybody else, Eric? We can go up and down here.
Yeah. Try scrolling down there and seeing who you got. Yeah, definitely Mariana. And and Lorena. Hey, Lorena. Lorena is a wonderful person who tunes into a lot of my streams, and it's lovely to have her here. So that's wonderful.
Nice.
I have to sing my 2021 hit. Lorena, I did it at the beginning, but if we have time, maybe I'll do it again at the end for you. And as you were saying, the pandemic has been such a challenging time for a lot of people, and I try to keep that in perspective and keep a lot of gratitude because I certainly have been blessed during this whole time. And as you say, with music and you talked about how creative people during the Depression did okay and they made it through. And I think that speaks to, a lot of people in the arts and creative types know how to sort of band together because you can never really, there's solo projects out there, but you have to collaborate. You have to be part of a team. And that's certainly something that I've learned with my music is that, not only do I not have to do it alone, it's a lot more fun and a lot better when I work with other people. So having that and having a community, having a place to live where I have a creative and supportive co-op community built in has been just a huge blessing, and I'm so grateful for that. All right, this next song is called Our Lady, and it's about. This is actually really interesting. I'll just say a little bit more about this.
Okay.
Patrick and I went to Scotland together back in 2018.
October,
and we went to we went to Paris for a weekend while we were there in the UK, and we saw the Cathedral of Notre Dame, and it was so beautiful. And then in 2019, I saw on the news that it was burning, and it caught on fire, and it just really captured me, my imagination, my emotions. And so this song is about basically what if the Hunchback of Notre Dame, what if his ghost was standing there watching the cathedral burn, and what might he be thinking about as he watched that fire happen? There's no held up, the world is turning. I tried to save you, but Our Lady's burning. The great cathedral control is crumbling down, and fate awaits us. It won't be long now. I bought the city, I played my claim on a sanctuary reserved in vain. I'm alone here with the tolling bells, from their ringing, only time will tell. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And even angels die. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I will never know why. In 100 years, who will remember and who will care? Did you ever love me? Well, I wish I knew, but her bones are dust now, they'll be ashes soon.
So nice. Thank you, Ben Greenberg on Rick Konkoff's Coffee House. Patrick, hand me my glasses, which are way down there. They're kind of clear somewhere, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No glasses.
No.
All right, that's all right. I'll squint. No problem. That's all right. I'll just sit here and squint. It's fine. No, it's okay. They disappeared. They might be playing. Anyway, what I wanted to say is I want to ask our audience members to do us a favor. I want you to each invite one friend to come on and watch us now. If they don't have Facebook, we're streaming live on Rick Konkoff's YouTube. We're on Patrick's Facebook. We're on Ben's Facebook. We're on the Jewish Community Center Facebook Live. We're on, I was in Rick Konkoff's class. We're all over the place. So join in. The other thing that I wanted to say is that we're so lucky to have this music and really all these beautiful tones coming through tonight. And this has been a hard time for all of us. And one of the reasons why I put this show on Monday is because Monday's a hard day. And the whole week is ahead of us. We got a lot of work to do, a lot of people going out and working and making a living. And it's really fun to just sit down and enjoy some good music. And I really like the presentation we have right now. Patrick, if you move over a little bit so you're behind. Yeah, there you go. I like that. Would somebody snap a picture of that? I can snap a picture.
Yeah, there you go.
What is it? Pound something something.
Command Shift 3, I think.
Command
3.
Command Shift 3. Here we go.
Did you?
Yeah, I got it.
Woo.
Nice.
I have to look up. Whoops. You can only do it once. Right. I just like that. That could be our album cover right
Totally.
there.
Yeah.
And with and you could put a lot of copy on my head, on my forehead too. There's a lot of room there for probably the words to a song.
Good advert right there. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I really never wanted to have my hairline recede, but if I have to choose between that and some horrible genetic flaw or disease, or inheriting,
it could always be worse.
It could always be worse.
Yeah.
It's true. That's true.
It's happening to me too. It's starting to happen. So.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's a drag because I got pictures of me, and man, I had a Jufro. I had a big Jufro, and I was even pulled over for that Jufro a few times.
Oh,
So which reminds me, I'm going to say I'll make a little statement here. Just love everybody, guys. Help us spread the word that racism breeds hate, and hate breeds vengeance and grudges, which breeds violence. So I know everybody that's on this program doesn't need to be admonished because we got it together. We're here tonight. But man, could everybody just and follow my mantra, which is called default to nice. Just default to nice. We're all doing our best. And yeah, love.
Amen to that.
All right, and I will also say, since we got two Yids here, two Yids and an ally of the Yids, an honorary Yid, and I can use that word because I am a Yid. The Hebrew word for love is ahava, and the Aramaic root, the etymological Aramaic root of that word does not mean love; it means I give. And so many of us, enter relationships with I take. What do I get out of this? But let's just all give. Let's love. Hug a cop if they'll let you, and just be careful you don't, make any instrument of death go off. Miss the gun, but hug a cop. Let's just all be friends, right? Okay, I'm done. That was not a rant. That was not a rage. That was a roar. So I say, don't rage, don't rant, roar. So I'm roaring. Okay, I'm done.
Nice. Well, this next tune, I guess there's a little bit of a journey between the last song and this one. Another element that I didn't really realize until later, and this often happens with songs, I think, is that song's about a fire. And it's about a fire that happens at a cathedral across the world from here. But, anyone who's out there in California knows that we've been having terrible wildfires. And they seem to get worse every fire season, and the fire season keeps getting longer. And I've had friends lose homes and family members, and it's impacted, many people that I know, and even those who haven't been directly impacted feel the effects of it. I think just because there's this, it's like this apocalyptic thing that blankets the state, for many days when the fires happen, and it's horrible. And that song is really kind of, it's nihilistic and it's dark and it takes you to a dark place, and it doesn't really answer as to how to climb back out. This song is kind of from a more loving place, and it's really about just longing to be home and longing to be in a place that makes you feel home and with the people that are your home. And it's called Northern Pines, and it's about being here in Sonoma County, and it's even more meaningful to me when I get to play it while I'm up here, when I'm visiting family and visiting friends, and getting to be here in this place where there's trees around, and I get to be near nature, and that's all I can say about that one. So this is a special one to me. It's called Northern Pines. Driving on the highway, it's getting mighty tiring. I think I've been misfiring in the heat of the desert sun. I made it down to LA, but I lost some feelings on the way. The northern breeze has calmed me, and I need to see your face. Take me away from the city lights. Never been too bad for me tonight. I wanna see that old moon shine through the branches of the northern pines. Trying to get my head straight, but the devil keeps me running late. Distraction tempts my mind away, so am I really living well? Well, the days are getting longer, so my will to face them must be stronger. The way the pressure's coming on, I'll be a diamond someday soon. Take me away from the city lights. They're a little too bright for me tonight. And I wanna see that old moon shine through the branches of the northern pines. Take me away from the city lights. They're a little too bright for me tonight. And I wanna see your starry eyes, and feel your sweet hands holding mine beneath the branches of the northern pines.
All right, Patrick, we can applaud.
Aw,
Lovely.
thank you so much.
I want to say it looks like we have, I don't know, 20 comments. They're all so wonderful. And I'm going to be a little entrepreneurial now and say that if each one of you even Venmo'd Ben 10 or 15 bucks, that would be probably like getting paid for a club gig. And I want these guys to be prosperous. I want music to be supported. And I basically created this venue primarily dedicated to intergenerational collaboration. And I'm in the point in my life when I'm telling you, I'm just about ready to open up a coffee house, a real coffee house. And I just want to support music. I love what you're doing and what you're bringing to us. And I'm grateful, and I'm hoping, well, you're obviously welcome to be on as many times as you want, but I'm hoping we can get you on again. Maybe you live in LA, right?
I do, but I come up here all the time to see family. So.
And we could also get you on virtually. And, you know, people are loving this program, and it's free entertainment, and wow. So I'm going to move this just a little bit closer. It's not going to do anything except pick you up better.
Nice.
And I don't know if you want to stream on down these comments yourself.
I would love to, yeah.
Okay, let's get rid of that. And why don't you go ahead and just do the mouse too, and
sure.
Just acknowledge who's here.
Yeah, we got MCon, which is great. Hi, MCon. I hope to see you in person sometime soon, and really appreciate you being out there and helping us get the Venmo information out there. I think I saw Eileen. Hey, Eileen, it's great to see you. Yep, nice. I hope you're doing well out there in Chicago. And Lorraine, I hope things are good down in, I believe Argentina is where you're at. And Mariana would like to hear "Son of the Hill," or she says "Son of the Hills" is a great album. I love it. Thank you so much, Mariana.
Whole album. I want you to do the whole album tonight. So
you're kidding? I mean, I would do it. I'm having a blast.
Okay, we'd have to break for dinner.
Yeah,
it's my aunt and uncle. Hello.
Yeah, hey Kay. Good to we saw Kay and Michael in Manchester, I think,
Edinburgh.
Right? Edinburgh. Yeah, that's right. We went to a museum together.
Yeah, Edinburgh.
I don't think I've seen either of you since then, but I hope you're both doing well out there, and really appreciate you tuning in. Guitar washer and dryer curry done. I love it, MCon.
Boom.
Hey, Claudine's here. Claudine Fraser. That's great to see you, Claudine. She's out in New Zealand, and she sends love for Scotland and Paris. She's from Scotland originally, I believe, which is super cool. And we've got Kelly. Hey, Kelly. I totally recognize Kelly Di Prospero, and so glad to have you here. And who else? We've got Jen. Jen, who's a wonderful soap maker out in Texas. She goes by the Soapologist, and she actually sent me some. She made a soap. The song "River" that I played just earlier. She made a soap that was like inspired by that song, and it looks like a little river.
Dude, that is so cool.
It's so cool. Jen is the coolest.
Jen, I want to say something to Jen too. Jen, it's about soap. When I go on vacations, and everybody buys stuff, my usually female accompanimists are in stores and buying all kind of stuff, and I feel bad because I don't buy stuff. So what I started doing is buying a bar of soap, and then I keep it by my bed. I don't use it. I
just get hella soap.
Oh man, it smells so good. And then switch it over. So another reason to buy soap, Jen.
Yeah, you know what? I had a soap collection when I was a kid, and it was for that. I just loved the way it smelled. I just loved all the different smells.
Exactly. I also want to say, just if you guys who are on tonight could like the Coffee House Facebook, that would be awesome. And all of these programs are archived permanently on the YouTube, on the Coffee House channel. You can pick them up on these guys' Facebooks. And so share them with your friends, and let's build the Coffee House following Rick Conkoff's Coffee House. I love the sound of that.
Yeah, it's great. It's
good
got a nice ring
there. Yeah.
Yeah. We could do it backwards. And my name would be Yicker Foknok. So, I don't know. That would have a ring to it.
It would.
Yicker Foknok. That's Ricky Konkoff backwards.
I like that.
We got a message from Lorena for you. A message for Rick. He is such a nice, sweet person. A pleasure to know him. That's awesome. He absolutely is. Lorena's a person I know down in Argentina.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
You already know I'm nice. That's so awesome because
I think it's apparent. It shows
your energy.
Yeah,
is
you have great energy
here.
Another name I go by is Bappa.
Bappa.
Today I had 2 grandchildren over doing the slip and slide.
Nice.
You can still get a slip and slide, and they still leak. They still rip.
Just as disappointing as
we did slip and slide, and we had a great day with those little kids, and I'm exhausted.
Wow, yeah, I bet.
So this is why 60-plus-year-olds do not bear children, and there's other reasons too.
Yeah.
But I love them. I love them as grandchildren. Oh my God.
Well, I'll just say, please do go and support Rick and the Coffee House page, Rick Konkoff's Coffee House. And it's an honor for me to be here playing music, in your presence. I don't know if you mind me saying, but Patrick's dad, Ron Atchison, and Rick Konkoff here had this duo, this musical duo, and Rick's a great musician in his own right. And my dad, who taught me just about everything I know about music and was my inspiration when I was growing up, one of his first records that he bought was Ron Atchison and Rick Konkoff's
that's so cool.
album. And it's
wow,
and it's so cool. It's just, I don't know. It's like, it's just kind of an honor for me to be here.
Well, we knew that doing a Jewish album was kind of a niche that could be filled. And yeah, I actually, one of Ron and one of our most exciting expeditions was we had done the album. I think we did the album in 78 and 80. This was about in the mid 80s. We went in Goodwill to see if we could pick up some props. And by the way, I still have our box of props in my studio decaying, but they're there. And that's going to be weird for somebody to discover one day. And we found one of our albums in the Goodwill.
Wow.
With a hole punched in it for 50 cents.
Huh.
And we bought it.
That's cool.
Wow.
Great. Okay, so people don't make albums anymore. Well, some people do.
I mean, I just made an album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
there you
do
go.
it.
There you go. I have a good idea. Actually, I have a really interesting idea for albums. That's easier than anything, and that is you just buy a bunch of those 1 or 2 megabyte thumb drives that no one wants anymore. You can buy them online for 25 cents a piece. You just pop the MP3s on that, and that's your album.
You know, people do that.
Do they?
They make custom USB drives to put their albums on. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it's a nice thing to like give it out at concert.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have like kind of a little goodie bag to give people, like that's cool.
Right.
Sure, but I think people actually still enjoy having a physical copy of the album, even if they don't have the technology to play it. It's like it's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, it's a physical part.
Yeah.
Are you doing vinyl?
I'm doing vinyl.
Oh, because before you leave, if I can find it, I'll get you one of our albums.
Oh,
like
I'd love that.
album.
I would love that.
That's the thing that's missing in music is album covers.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer. I mean, Joni Mitchell did art pieces on every one of her album covers. By the way, David Crosby, I read, is for his 80th birthday is releasing an album, and I heard a song from it, and it's quite nice. And he's also doing. The name of the album is For Free, and it's kind of dedicated to Joni Mitchell's song For Free.
That's so
cool.
cool.
Fantastic.
He's old.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
I know.
He's been around forever. I think we've got a Selin Ginsberg. Hey Ben, sorry I'm late. Hope everyone is having a great day. We absolutely are. We're really happy to be here, and thanks for being here. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Selin or maybe
who is it?
Aislinn?
Aslan Ginsberg. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. How are we doing on time here? We've got a couple of songs that I want to do.
Oh yeah, we are. There's no limit on time. We can just go.
We're hanging out.
It's all up to us.
Cool.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do another one for you.
Please.
Maybe I'll do a newer one. This is one I haven't recorded yet. It's not out anywhere. I've done it on some live streams, but I haven't recorded it anywhere.
Is this the one?
Do you want me to do that one?
I don't know.
The one that I played for the other night?
It was amazing.
Okay, maybe I'll
Share
do that
with
one.
the people.
And what year is this, Martin?
Let's see. I'm not sure if this one says, but my dad got it. I think he got it brand new, like a couple years ago. So I think it might be a 2019.
Okay. So I hope this isn't violating any. But I want to touch your guitar.
Yeah. Totally.
They want to touch. They always want to touch my hair.
My dad.
It's really sweet. It has a very an unvarnished feeling.
Right. Yeah. Nice matte
Is it
finish.
rosewood?
It's mahogany.
Mahogany.
Yeah.
Nice.
Probably. I imagine it's a rosewood fingerboard.
Yeah.
But though it's this really sweet guitar. My dad and I, we have slightly different tastes how we like to have guitars set up. He likes these kind of custom light strings, and he likes to have like fresh new strings.
Right.
And I like thick old strings. I like kind of for like a Nick Drake sort of a vibe. But I'm not gonna gripe at a free guitar loaner.
Really beautiful instrument.
No, it is. Okay, yeah. So here's a new one. I don't really have a name for it yet. I'm still kind of coming up with it. You might have heard me do it on a stream before. And this was a co-write with Alan Bennett out in Nashville, who I'm hoping to get together with in person maybe this next week when I'm out there. Back to living by the numbers. After facing too much fear, and you're walking around in circles, can't remember how you got here. thought you had the power, but it's more than you can take. You built yourself a tower, trying to think of ways to hold on to what you got. But you don't want to be alone anymore. Where you tasted joy and sorrow, she raised you high and laid you low. Now she's sweeping right beside you again, and it feels a bit too close. You thought you had the power, but it's more than you can take. You're hiding in your tower, but you don't want to be alone anymore. But if you just let it all go, maybe there's just no waiting on. If you don't want to be alone anymore. You don't want to be alone anymore. But if you just let it all go, maybe there's just no waiting on. If you don't want to be alone anymore.
Man, it's easy to get lost in your songs.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
That means a lot to me.
absolutely.
So good.
Thank you,
Love it.
Patrick.
So, one of the questions that I often ask our guest performers is, what was your intro to music? Like, what when did you realize you could play as well as listen? What was that moment or that year?
You know, I think I knew it from a young age, not necessarily for myself, but as a general concept, that it was something that you could participate in because of my dad playing music for me. And he would play songs, covers of classic stuff, James Taylor and Beatles and Dan Fogelberg and Jim Croce and all these great songwriters. He'd play songs for me and my sister when we were going to bed, just as lullabies. And he would play songs that he wrote too, songs that he wrote for us and songs that he had just written, over the years. And so I knew that you could write songs. I knew it was something that someone could do. And I think growing up, like I was a little bit of a shy kid. I was pretty quiet, but I was just captivated by the guitar and the sound of my dad's voice. And I always wanted to be like my dad and play guitar and sing. And I think, I tried to get my dad to show me how to play, and he tried to get me to play ukulele, and I kind of learned a little bit, but it was like too dinky, and I wanted the real thing. And so, like, as soon as my hands were big enough when I was 13, I remember being on a trip, and I grabbed my dad's guitar. He'd brought it with him, and I just was like, I'm going to start learning how to play this thing. And I started figuring it out, and that was kind of the beginning of it.
So you're self-taught?
Partly. I mean, I've had lessons over the years, and my dad taught me a lot of stuff, and I've had a few different teachers. But yeah, a lot of self-taught times.
And was there a time when your dad was a performing musician, or still is a performing musician?
Yeah, he absolutely has at different times. It's never been his career, but he's done it, and in my estimation, and I think in the estimation of some of his friends and family would say, if he wanted to do it full time professionally, he could have done it. And I honestly think he still, has the capacity to do that. I think that he and I share a degree of like self-doubt and kind of self-criticism,
Mhm.
which is something that always comes up with creative stuff. But I think my dad's a really talented guy, and I have a great deal of respect for his musicianship and his musical spirit. So yeah.
Nice. I have a friend who wrote a novella loosely based on mine and Ron's career, although with lots of fictional license. And it's called One Last Song. And actually, it's available on Amazon and in hard copy, I think, or in digital copy. And it's about this question of if a musician doesn't make it, as you say, make it, does the musician still make it? Have they still made it? And that there's way more musicians who never get the recognition than there are musicians who become famous and sell millions and play for large crowds. And the book really talks about that and asks that question. And so I think also that we have to move into a space where it used to be, your career was what you were or
Right.
who you were.
Right.
And I think we're going to move out of that paradigm, and we're going to move into a paradigm where identity is not dictated by profession.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, who am I? You're not necessarily going to say a lawyer or a doctor, an entrepreneur, a stockbroker. You're going to say, who am I? Like, who am I?
Right.
And I don't know about anybody else, but when my I isn't my body. And so when you say, who am I? We need to allow to get out of singular and even dualistic consideration. Just go to, well, I play music and I, practice law and I am a dance instructor and I'm a diver,
Right.
Those are the things that I am and that I do. But basically, we're all human, right? And
right.
It's a little bit of a game, the identity thing.
Totally. Yeah, and we're all engaged in different processes, and maybe it's more about the way that you do something than what that category of thing is.
Right. And I love that you have that connection with your dad. That's amazing, Patrick. You have the same thing.
Of course,
Yeah.
And Patrick and I have a really good time because he has so many stories to share about my best friend as being his son, and I have so many stories to share with Patrick as being his dad's best friend, so to speak. So
that's pretty sweet.
That's not.
It's very it's very intergenerational. Just like as you're mentioning, intergenerational collaboration.
Right.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So I'm ready for another one. If you have, do you know any more songs?
Oh, sure.
I'm just joking.
I got bunches of them.
Yeah.
I don't know, Patrick. What do you think I should play? Are you ready to do one of our old ones?
Sure. I mean, is the one that you've been working on? Is that play performable yet?
The one, the
What Are We?
Oh, that. Yeah. Sure. I might have to grab my
Do you need standard tuning?
No, I might just need my need to grab lyrics up here real quick on my phone.
Oh, Patrick, I just looked over at your guitar and I was like, wait a second. Time warp.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. My guitar suddenly got old and I realized.
Yeah, after I think we could probably do the
a lot of the scarring on that guitar.
I saw Lila here.
Lila?
Is Lila out there?
Yeah, she's telemangelist.
Nice.
Hi, Lila.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you have a lot of people here. This isn't
so
even
sweet.
all. We probably have hundreds tonight. The guitar was beaten up by three minor chord Jewish songs. Heavy picking. We would be playing sometimes for these the Hasidic Jewish community, and they're yelling out. Yelling out, more, play longer, more, and your dad's hand would just be falling off. And actually, there is a funny story. There was a rabbi. Well, there was always a rabbi, but there was a rabbi at this one particular Hasidic gig in Marin, and he really wanted to sing with us. And he was a great, jolly, large fella, and he was sweating bullets. He was just a mess from all the dancing and joyful. and he came, "Can I do a song with you?" And your dad was like, "Of course you can." And he did a song with us. And at the end of the song, he just fell backwards, full body backwards.
Oh my God.
On your dad's guitar case.
Oh, no.
And it was one of the older kind, and it just flattened it. And I could just see the look on his face, and he was like,
God.
"You're buying me a new guitar case."
Gosh.
It gets wild. Those parties get wild.
I can only imagine. Yeah. I mean, any kind of big party.
Yeah, this one,
It'll get out of hand.
oh yeah.
Lorena, yes, this is my dad's guitar. I'm borrowing it because I flew up to Northern California and I couldn't fly with the guitar. I could have, but it was
Your
easier.
guitar wasn't vaccinated.
My guitar wasn't vaccinated, so that's why I had to leave it at home. Yeah. Rick needs to rename the site Rick's Guru Coffee House. That's not a bad
Oh,
idea.
who said that?
That was Jen out in Texas.
Oh, Jen.
That's really sweet.
Jen.
Hey, Ron's
Well,
here.
Jen, become a friend on my Facebook, and we'll just expand all this, like, care and anytime someone makes a positive comment, you're talking about self-esteem. I heard an interview once with a 90-year-old woman, and they said, what has been the difference in the decades? And she said, well, the main difference is, first of all, I've never known an 80 or 90-year-old person who was self-conscious. You have a big blob of ketchup on your shirt, and you just don't even know it, so it's fine. But she said, every decade, I cared a little less what anybody thought about me.
That's cool.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So we have something to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
When I hear somebody make a nasty comment, I'm like, you're not coming to my birthday party. Just out of my circle.
Yeah, right.
Really, don't.
Right. No,
God
don't
bless
give it your
you.
energy.
God bless you. My grandma used to say, God bless you if that's how you want to live your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's probably a good way of looking at it. Don't give
Yeah.
it too much energy.
exactly.
Well, all right. This is a song I wrote.
That was nice, Patrick.
Bless me. Sorry.
That really was. That was just awkward.
I was trying so hard not to sneeze.
It's
I'm
allergy
You can't
I'm
do
just
season.
like,
that.
it's springtime, and I'm
It's
just
springtime, yeah.
staring off.
By the way, everybody, this is Rick Konkoff's Coffee House, and we are waiting for each and every one of you to Venmo to Ben Greenberg a nice contribution. It doesn't have to be a lot. Venmo doesn't charge anything, or PayPal. I think PayPal does these days. I don't know. They're getting
depends.
a little funky.
Yeah, it
All right.
depends.
But anyway, and those of you that reach our $150 donation level will be receiving a free artificial puppy holder that we will mail you for your enjoyment and pleasure.
Yeah. It's not even a real. It's not a real puppy holder. It's artificial.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's an artificial. It's a holder for an artificial puppy.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
Your dad, by the way, I have to say, when he was younger, he would. He's gone, so we can talk about him this way, right? He would call, very much younger. I'm gonna say very much younger.
Yeah.
He would call up a Long's or a CVS and ask them if they had any artificial puppy holders in stock.
Oh, that's perfect.
And they had to take him seriously.
That's classic.
But it does sound like
It's
a commodity.
It sounds like a thing.
An artificial puppy holder,
Yeah.
not just a puppy holder.
You can imagine that there's a company out there that would make something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
maybe
totally
someone's going to go with it right now. I don't
Right.
know.
Will someone please let us know if you can find on Amazon.com
An artificial
puppy holder? And please link it to us.
for
in the
that matter, an
comments.
artificial puppy
Yeah.
would be, that exists.
Oh yeah, artificial puppies are totally a thing.
But the puppy holder, and there are puppy holders, things that you can carry your dog.
Yep.
Have you seen these?
Yep.
Yeah.
But the artificial puppy holder takes
It'd
it
be
to a whole new level.
it'd be like the prop that you'd have on the movie, so that they don't have to actually use a real dog.
Right,
That
exactly.
would, and they
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
designed it specially like
Okay.
so. You know what? I'm sure now that we've had this conversation, I'm 100% positive that this thing exists.
There's a market for it.
There's a market for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so on that note, here's another song. I don't remember when I wrote this one, but this was once I showed it to Patrick, who was
You showed it to me in late 2015.
late 2015,
Yes.
and Patrick's a friend who I often show new songs to, and he always gives me good feedback on whether I'm onto something. And I think you like this one.
I love
Isn't it scary to share your songs with friends?
Oh,
though? And
yeah, it's the
sometimes they go.
scariest.
Sometimes they say,
Especially musician friends.
right, and they say like,
It's intimidating.
it's not that great. And then you either cry or you call another friend.
Yeah, right.
Or they'll say like, I liked most of it.
Yeah. Or
Right.
But there are parts of it I really liked.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
That's the
interesting.
best.
Neat.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There's potential there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So this is called the What Are We Blues, and it's about a breakup that I had, and a bit of a dysfunctional codependent relationship that I learned a lot from, but wasn't fun being in it at the time. So here it is. Ask me again if I still wanted you. What can I say? It's been a good time, and you helped me untie my heartstrings. But I've kept both feet on solid ground. Far from head over heels, but I don't wanna hurt your feelings. Darling, I'm ready to fall in love again, but not with you. Thank you for helping me see that I don't really need to. I've got too many unanswered. What am I gonna do? And I don't want the same as you. I don't want to say, what are we blues? No, I forgot that.
It's all right.
I guess I was trying to help you let go. You wanted a little more time, but darling, was it really worth it? You stand there and tell me you're gonna be fine, but I can see the tears in your eyes, and I'm guilty of making this harder than it had to be. But darling, I'm ready to fall in love again, but not with you. Thank you for helping me see that I don't really need to. Yet I know I can't spare you the pain by giving in to delays of the truth. I've got too many unanswered. What the hell am I gonna do? And I don't want the same as you. I don't wanna say, what are we blues? Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ben, I really love that song.
Oh,
Like,
thanks,
I mean, I
Patrick.
love all your songs, but I also really love that one.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Beautiful song. I was thinking about. I just get, like I said, I get into your song, and it's hard to come back
Oh,
to
thanks.
earth.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the anomaly of people falling in love with someone's talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can even have, I've heard I had this physical therapist that have all these conversations with her, and she said she had what were called professional crushes.
Mm-hmm.
Like she said, I have a professional crush on my dentist. And I go, what does that mean? She said, it just means that I'm in love with his relationship with his work, with his craft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people, this is a misdirected kind of love too.
Sure.
It's almost like objectification.
Sure.
It's like falling in love with looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to ask my students to tell me what attraction. My high school students to define attraction,
mm-hmm.
and it always had a visual element. It was primarily visual. You walk into a room, you're at a party, you see someone, you're visually attracted. So we talked about that for a while, and then I had them all be blind. Now you're sightless.
Right.
How are you attracted?
I think about that sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, and they would say ridiculous things like, "Well, you feel their face or whatever." But it's a way of. I met a sightless kid one time at a school, and we started talking, and he said and I told him my grandfather was blind. He said, I could tell that you knew that you had a close relationship with a sightless person, because there's a way that you communicate. So so objectification, and
right.
I'm sure this has happened to you before.
Yeah, I think probably so, and it's interesting
on both ends.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and the woman that song is about, she was a very talented person, a great singer and pianist, and sometimes, I mean, just as I've grown up and kind of learned about myself and about life over the years, I've come to understand the ways that we sometimes try to fill, emotional holes in ourselves by trying to have, the person or our relationship with them kind of fill that in. But that never really works. You have to fill those holes in yourself before you can
it's
do.
Looking outside for something that should be
right.
Inside.
And what you're saying about the objectification of someone's relationship to their work kind of comes back to that process thing, and maybe that's something where you wish that you had a relationship with your own process or your own craft, and you haven't cultivated that yet, and it's easier to fall in love with the way that someone else has done that than it is to maybe sit with the lack in yourself, or the way that you want something that you haven't cultivated yet.
And I'd like to pop in that is the ideal teacher. So that when you can have a teacher and what you love them, but what you love is their relationship with their discipline, their passion for what. And when you have a teacher who's passionate for what they're teaching and they're good at it, that's ideal.
Totally.
But that's not necessarily an intimate love relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's this also sometimes, the phenomena of students falling in love with their professors, and
sure,
it's complicated. I always say you got to have 3 lists:
right,
deal breakers, negotiables, and give it up.
Right.
And you got to write out that list, and then you got to, and that list is different for dating than it is for life partner.
Totally.
And you might not care if the person you're dating with, what their relationship is with paying bills and money and finances, but you definitely want that in a marriage. So
right, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's so awesome to have this kind of conversation in addition to getting a chance to share music. So this is pretty great.
Air.
On the air. I know. Yeah.
I think that's
what a treat. What a treat for people out there.
I think it's what people like.
I think so too.
And I also say that imperfection lives in perfection. And so, I mean, I saw Jackson Browne stop in the middle of a song once and say, what the hell are the lyrics to this song?
I mean, I did that last time I performed.
So what? I just say, I'm human. Hello.
Yo, should we do Momentum?
We should. Yeah, that's exactly what I was
That's time for about 2 more songs.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
And I'm so glad to have Ben Greenberg and Patrick Atchison. Yeah, Patrick's playing next week, so tune in for Patrick. We're gonna really make his show happen, and I look forward to having you guys come back to the coffee house. We're starting a new series which starts tomorrow night.
Wow!
And it's a parenting program.
Nice.
And it's called parentingpanicbutton.com, which is my website, my parenting website. And I'm joining with a colleague, and we're going to talk about the question of, are we really preparing our children for life after high school? Mm-hmm. This is a good time to stop and think about that.
Yeah, especially so close to graduation.
And also just so close to, so many kids hear from their parent, the parents trying to say, I want you to learn and I want you to succeed. And the kid hears, I want you to achieve and I want you to perform.
Right.
So because, again, we pick the hardest time in life, adolescence. And what do? We ask kids to be good at everything by admiring the straight A.
Sure.
And the minute you get out of high school, you never have to be good at everything again.
Totally. That was a hard lesson for me.
Right?
Oh, totally.
You hire out. You don't fix your own plumbing.
Right.
You don't paint your own house.
Get the specialist.
But you're good at math and English and history. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But besides, I'm in my 60th. I don't know, 60s. I'm 66. I can share that and feel proud of it.
Yeah.
Never been asked to see my degrees or my grades or transcripts for any job ever.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Little would they know I got a 1 D-, straight A's and 1 D-.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I bought class notes, but they were not really accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Should we see who else is tuning in here?
Please.
Just say a little. Oh, we've got Lycan. Here's Lyca's here. And I think probably Alex is out there too if Lyca's tuning in. So it's great to see both of you. They're Lyca's from Boston. Well, she's from California, living in Boston, but visiting family out here in California again.
Nice.
With partner Alex, and that's wonderful. And Ron says thanks to Patrick for helping Ben Greenberg, and I second that. Patrick is a wonderful friend and a wonderful musician and songwriter in his own right, and I'm hoping he's going to be doing more streaming here soon. And I'm so glad you're going to be streaming on this program again next Monday. So that's awesome.
Patrick's got a great teaching career life going right now.
Yeah.
And we're all keeping him honest about being a musician.
Right.
You can do both.
You can do both, totally.
That's
just like you were just saying about careers and not
your
getting
students,
locked in.
You blow your students away if you sing a song for them one day.
I've done it here and there.
Yeah. Your dad used to do that too,
Yeah.
but they were always ridiculous songs like Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. But we'll go ahead and so actually I'm really excited about this. To give you a little taste of, you've already heard Patrick sing lovely harmonies on my songs, but he is a fantastic singer, and he sings the lead on this next one, which is a co-write that we did
when we were little tryhards.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a really cool song. It's probably one of the hardest songs I've ever written. And if you're kind of a music nerd, you'll notice I like to use a lot of cut measures in my songs. And this song is probably kind of where I started doing that. But I hadn't quite gotten the grip of it yet.
Mostly cut measures?
Mostly cut measures, and it's like a little too complicated, a little more complicated than it needs to be. But it's a cool song, and it's great for us to still be able to sing it together. So this is called Momentum.
It's been a good long run, sweating at the tears of frustration. What once was simple love, it's full of problems and some complications. I miss you like you've been gone a while, a long time, even though you've been here every day. The smiles don't mean what they used to. The kiss Kisses don't say what they need to.
I don't feel like I ought to. If I'm supposed to be in love with you.
It's comfortable to sleep beside you. Waking up is so hard to do. When the morning's bright and the room is dim, just a 7 out of 10. And I can tell that you're tired of this. It's not just me, it's us. We lost momentum along the way. And the smiles don't mean what they used to. Kisses don't say what they need to. And I don't feel like I ought to. If I'm supposed to be in love with you. If I'm supposed to be in love with you, and I aren't going anywhere. And I don't know why I still need you. There are better places everywhere. So why are we still here? Losing our momentum, giving up momentum. Yeah, we're losing our momentum. Hey, we're giving up momentum.
Say don't start going another day. I'm gonna get better and I'm way. Say don't start going another day. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get
And
better.
I'm
Say
down and down, and I'm out and gone, and I'm glad I'm gone. We're not working out our problems anymore. And I'm down and down, and I'm out and gone, and I'm glad I'm gone. We're not working out our problems anymore. Oh,
Yeah.
so much fun.
It's so much fun to do that
Oh
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that even the people who are listening who are not musicians got a good example of what cut measures are.
Totally.
I mean, I was like learning how to rhythm completely when we were doing that
Yeah.
song, and so like we were working on that song. We were writing verses, and Ben's like, "No, Patrick, Patrick, we have to." I'm like, "Wait, no, we can just go." And so now I've got this song like etched into my soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Thank you
Jason
for that.
Mraz has a song. I don't know if it's a new song, but the whole song consists of 2 of every word.
That's cool.
Huh.
That's really
You
cool.
should listen to it.
I would love-
I
yeah.
forget what it's
Yeah.
called. I'll try to find it, but it's got 2 of every word. It's
Cool.
just really trippy,
That's really
and
cool.
he makes it happen.
Uh-huh.
So should we wrap it up with one more
Yeah,
song?
We should,
Is
yeah.
that good?
That sounds great.
So what's fun about this is that we are both playing our dad's Martins.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like wow.
Awesome. And you know,
Yeah, I'll scoot a little bit.
like some movies and stories have told about, every person that ever plays an instrument has a life in the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And every room that's ever had a concert has a little bit of the music in the walls. And I often thought, this is real quirky, but I often thought that a really good story would be the story of a pen. Because have you ever picked up a pen and you go like, wait, this
The
is
amount
like,
of hands it's
this is
mashed
from,
through.
it's from a laundromat in Tennessee. Like,
Sure.
where did this come from? And so the movie or the story follows the pen into all the crazy hands that use
That's
it.
a cool idea. Yeah.
I mean, it's done
You know?
it's been done with a violin. It's called the
Yeah.
red violin. But
Oh,
I think
neat.
this would be a crazy concept. You have like a mafia guy and a politician, and
Yeah.
same difference sometimes. But yeah,
You
that'd
know,
be a good story.
or like a good podcast too,
Yeah.
or like a mini series. Like, yeah, that'd be
There's
really
a
interesting.
song. James
Yeah, it's a different
Livingston
pen every
Taylor
time.
actually
Right.
has a song about that, about like a dollar bill that passes so many different
that's cool.
hands.
Yeah.
It's really, really
I have this saying that no one owns a pen.
Right.
You don't really own a pen.
No.
You don't
Unless
really
it's
own
like
your
one of those
instrument.
really nice ones that you hoard because you're trying to practice
Yeah, right.
calligraphy and so
Yeah.
so you can have better handwriting on the board so your
Yeah.
students don't make fun of you.
Right.
Not that that's
But
happening.
pens have a lot of karma,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Totally.
Probably not great during the pandemic either.
Or the
Yeah.
pandemic.
The pandemic.
Hey.
Well, this has been such a lovely time, and
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks again so much to Rick for having us.
You're
and,
welcome. Thanks for appreciating it.
And thanks to Patrick for being here and singing with me and playing with me. And
Thanks
I
for
know-
having such great songs,
Oh,
man.
thank you.
Thanks for playing.
Totally.
Tune in.
So good.
Also,
Please
tune
do
in
tune
to
in next
future
week, yeah.
future shows. We've got Patrick coming. We have an amazing artist on the 21st of June named Dolly Rappaport, who is from my generation. We played a number of her family events. Ron and I both knew her very well, and she's a Juilliard graduate. She plays piano, sings, and plays mean saxophone,
That's awesome.
and she's a lot of fun. So she's also doing a birthday concert.
Rad.
Patrick's birthday's next week.
That's right.
28.
29.
Oh no, not that. No, you know what? Auspicious.
Well, the way that I see it is that it's like I always love that scene, the beginning of Lord of the Rings, where Bilbo throws a huge party for his 112th birthday, and that's what I'm gonna do, except without the disappearing act, but like sort of like giving back and be like, hey,
Yeah,
it's my birthday. Here's a gift.
I love it.
Plus,
I
it's a
love
prime
it.
number.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
So that's cool too.
Exactly.
All right, Rick
Um,
Konkoff's Coffee House. Send in Venmo to Mr. Ben Greenberg. You can find it in the chat here. If you don't have pointing to it, like you guys see it. If you don't have a chat, can you give us your Venmo? And
Sure.
Nice and slow.
Yeah. Thanks again for that shout out and remind me to do that. The Venmo is at Ben-L-Greenberg, and PayPal is paypal.me/Ben Greenberg.
Really
Fantastic.
nice.
And thanks so much again to anyone. There's no pressure to donate or contribute, but if you do, it's very much appreciated and received with great gratitude. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so this last one is one that I wrote with Ben's assistance. Long story short, I helped an old man move into his house, and he was a World War II veteran. And this is the story about how he met his wife. So that was really cute. It's called I Suppose.
I'm so happy.
Me too.
It's live music
Live
right next
music.
to me, you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanna be your 6 a.m. your morning roast. I wanna wake you up with eggs and toast. Till then, I'll just go all alone, I suppose. Wanna see that winning smile beaming right at me, till I'm the only man that you'll ever need. Till then, I'll just go all alone, I suppose. I got back from the war and I hit the floor, dreaming of a woman like you. But could you find the time to stay for a while with a man clad in red, white, and blue? Would you save me a dance at the company ball? Give me a chance, you won't regret it at all. Till then, I'll just go all alone, I suppose. right in the floor, dreaming of a woman like you. But could you find the time to stay for a while? The man clad in red, white, and blue. Would you see me a dance at the company ball? Give me a chance, you won't regret it at all. Till then, I'll just grow alone, I suppose.
A hit.
yeah.
Woo! Oh, good song. So
So
we've
much
had
fun.
a good time tonight. We've been on for an hour. They're really 2 sets. This was 2 sets.
Yeah,
With no break.
solid.
No break. And who needs a break? Rick Konkoff's Coffee House, thank you for coming tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for parentingpanicbutton.com. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks again.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Have a beautiful evening.
See you next week.
Take care.